4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranjan here, bringing on StarCraft commentary. Is going to be the final match in Group B of the Avalon MSL round of 32. Bisu against JangBi. Probably up against a few of the guys' predictions, but before I talk even more about that, let's get positions out of the way. It's going to be on Heartbreak Ridge. At 9 o'clock, we're going to have the white protoss JangBi, and at 3 o'clock, we're going to have the red protoss Bisu. So it's all going to come down to this. I bet a lot of people expected Bisu and JangBi to advance, honestly, but I gotta say that Cal put up a pretty decent performance and got out of here definitely fairly, and I really look forward to seeing what he's gonna do in the round of 16. So we are gonna have either Bisu or JangBi coming out of here, and there's actually a good chance that the runner-up last season will not get past round 32. This is a very interesting way some of the groups have been set up. There's also like some of the ways just some of these groups have turned out. It's just very, very interesting. Like, for instance, there's a good chance that we will not see. There is a chance that we will not see Jaedong move past round 32 yet again. And if Jaedong does, there's a good chance that if Jaedong does, then the Lita will not be seeing the round 32 this season. So just when you have these power groups, especially this early on in the game, the round 32, you really see the round of 16 and round of 8 be a little bit more different. See some underdogs playing around there, and we are definitely seeing some underdogs just playing, getting through here, like such as players like Piano, definitely a huge underdog, and players like Pure, just players that you don't really expect to get very far in individual leagues. Both boys sending their scouts out forward, just putting down their first gateways. Now we're going to see JangBi put down his simulator as well. Both probes going to circle the middle. Simulator also being put down by Bisu. Just very standard stuff so far. I'm not really... both players playing standard. Of course, in this final important game, you want to do that. I was very surprised that Bisu actually got in this game. He was at a very big disadvantage, I felt, in the game against Free, but somehow just managed to pull back. Free delayed Free long enough. Lost his own natural expansion, but somehow managed to hold, and from an insane disadvantage managed to come back. I'm just really surprised how he managed to do that. Great game overall there. Let's see here. Just nothing special happening so far. Both players just have probes inside of each other's bases. Possibly thinking of going for matter pylons, but we're going to have to catch each other off guard very quickly. Just Zealots out in the field as well. Bisu and JangBi, actually. Bisu has always been known as a kind of a matter pylon guy, but JangBi lately, in the last several months in his PvP, has also been showing some very heavy matter pylon usage. I remember him doing that, I believe, quite a bit in the Club Day MSL, probably a little bit in the Lost Side MSL as well. Bisu is always the type of guy that goes around and harasses as much as he can, harass. He's always that kind of player, but also always a go around and harass player. That's especially why it's always a lot of fun to watch Bisu play against Stork, and their rivalry is so much fun to watch, because they have, despite playing two very great players, they have very different strategies, two different types of play. Bisu having his probe inside, almost gets it caught, runs around, actually going to run it up where there was a pylon hidden. So Bisu going to try to just run this probe around, going to see whether JangBi going to put down some sort of interesting tech. 7 score is spinning for JangBi, so Bisu still has his probe inside, just running around. First Dragoon not quite out. On the opposite side, JangBi has run his own probe out, because he knows Dragoon is imminent. Also range coming up for Bisu. First Dragoon also now out. It's all going to come down to who gets, both players getting on scout. Bisu now finally getting his own probe out there, going to keep it all alive. Getting the full-on scout and getting the probe alive out of there before he gets caught by Dragoon. That's really what you want to be able to do. It still comes to the player whether he wants to sacrifice his probe or not. Robotics facility coming up for JangBi, so he's going to go for very standard. Just quick robotics facility, not going to put his second gateway down first to try to get a decent sized force up on the ground. Same thing being done with Beast on the opposite side, I believe, just a little bit later. Not quite sure on the timing, never mind. Pretty much almost the exact same timing, actually. Let's see here. Second gateway has been put down by JangBi as well, so he's going to have his ground force up a little bit sooner. Bisu almost has robotics facility now up, also has put down the second gateway. Ranger upgrade on the way for both players. And JangBi actually putting some pylons around all over the place, possibly to catch any sort of shuttles flying in, just in case Bisu's going to try to go for a harass. And of course, also just in case he wants to put more buildings down. That's also rather natural, I would think. Probes meeting each other at the north. And Bisu is actually going to go for an observatory first. He wants to know exactly what JangBi is going for. He's going the safe route, going for the observatory first. Possibly even going to try to expand after he's going to get this observatory. Feeling pretty safe. So let's see. JangBi at the lower left hand is actually setting his probe down there. We're going to see whether that's simply to spot possible forces coming in from Bisu, possible probe to come in to scout or what. JangBi on the opposite side also getting his own observatory, and Bisu now actually going to expand, going to go, the observatory into expansion build. Just both players actually going for very heavy economic builds. I'm probably going to see JangBi put down his expansion very, very soon, sending some forces down there at his natural expansion. 3 Dragoons, 4th Dragoon also come down there. We're going to see a probe very soon. First shuttle also now out for JangBi. Actually, I don't think he went for, I don't know if he got an observer. I think he actually did. Got an observer, then got a shuttle. Now going to get his robotic support. We're going to see Reaver inbound. Beast on the opposite side also has robotic support up, so he's also going to get Reavers. I'm not quite sure if he's gotten his first shuttle yet. JangBi moving out a probe, just going to try to spot the positioning, trying to spot the timing. He's only getting killed. I'm not quite sure if he... I think he might have seen the pylon. Not sure if he spotted natural expansion or not. On the opposite side, I'm not seeing JangBi put down natural yet. Observer now out for him. I think that was actually his first observer coming in after the shuttle. So JangBi has not yet put down his natural expansion, so he is going to be a little bit later, a little bit behind economically as the game goes on. So if he doesn't do any sort of serious damage, he will fall behind a little bit, because he doesn't have the economy, so he's not going to have the amount of ground force. Bisu, meanwhile, going to run in with his observer, get on the full-on scout, going to know exactly what JangBi's up to. Going to spot that there is most likely a Reaver going to be coming in play, so he knows he's going to have to protect himself, going to have to be very wary of Reaver drops coming in. Unless JangBi actually decides to build up a ground force and just push in alongside Reavers, I think that would be possibly suicidal. First Reaver now out. Bisu most likely, knows this is happening, knows this is coming this way. JangBi also has observers coming in inside of Bisu's base, just running around inside, spotting the position, trying to find a route for the Reaver to come by and do some harassment. Bisu is actually interesting. I put a shield battery at his natural expansion. He doesn't have that much. That's almost killed the observer, not quite. He's going to have to move the observer back down a little bit. But Bisu, has put down a shield battery inside his natural expansion. I'm seeing Bisu do quite a bit of this. JangBi just not putting down his own natural. JangBi going to try to go with the shuttle from the south, going to try to move in like that. So Bisu nothing but a few Dragoons alongside a Reaver on the ground to defend. He has no shuttle in play, so that's one of the reasons he's going to need that shield battery. Dragoons moving into the main to protect against the shuttle when coming in. JangBi also has quite a few forces just outside of Bisu's natural expansion. 5 Dragoons alongside 2 Zealots reinforcing just now, so Bisu's going to have to be very careful, make sure that he can push this back. Going to have his second Reaver coming out just now. I think he's going to have enough to defend with his shuttle speed. Now is ready for JangBi. He was waiting for shuttle speed. We're going to see whether he actually tries to go for this or not, but they're going to pick up some more forces. And okay, he's actually going to circle around, try to go from the north. He might actually be thinking of going for the natural rather than the main. He's going to circle around from the north. We're going to see what actually matches. He's indeed going to go around, going to get hit by 1 Dragoon, but going to continue running south. Is going to go for the main, going to cancel, turn back up. I'm not going to go for it here, but shuttle speed definitely going to help JangBi out with his maneuverability. Bisu doesn't even have a shuttle, going to just keep his Reavers on the ground. Believe that shield battery is going to help him out. Still Vaduna coming out for Bisu, so we're going to see what he tries to do here. Whether he's just going to completely skip the Reaver tech, skip the shuttle tech, and possibly go for Zealot speed, or maybe we'll try to get some higher Dark Templars on the field. I don't think Dark Templar would be too effective because with all the observers running all around, but High Templar would definitely add to Bisu's force. Bisu actually now has his shuttle and now going to start moving out. No Templar Archives. We're going to see what actually puts those down or not. But the Citadel of Adun is up, so Zealot speed is going to be up. Both observers just flying around the lower left side. JangBi actually mining out the minerals at the lower left side, possibly thinking of taking down a base there and just open the door for himself just in case he wants to do something with it. Bisu now moving and forces down the middle, pretty decently sized force of Dragoons alongside Zealots. Also, of course, has that shuttle. JangBi knows it's coming, has an observer in the air, is protecting himself, has his 2 Reavers on the ground, and Forge and Temple Archives now being put up by Bisu. He's going to be going for upgrades, and most light. I'm guessing High Templar, because Dark Templar are not so effective when you have them, not so effective when you have observers in the air. Unless Bisu, of course, manages to take out the observers, then he's going to be in pretty decent position. So Templar comes now almost up from him. We're going to see what he starts producing after that point. Still has several Dragoons inside of his main defending himself. Doesn't have his entire entire troops running around the ground, also getting upgrades right away. So he's also going to trust himself to win the upgrade war that really helped him out against Free. Being upgrades ahead really helped him out, putting up photon cannons in his natural just also to help him defend against those possible drops. Silverdoon just now being put down by JangBi. So he's going to follow up, possibly with the exact same move to try to get somebody Templar now in the field. No engagement so far by either player. Pretty much Bisu moved most of his forces back. Not really doing too much there. And JangBi just following those forces with his observer, trying to make sure he knows where Bisu is and what Bisu's going to do. Pardon the yawn. Let's see. Takes a couple of shots. That observer going to be forced to fly back a little bit. And Bisu still not moving out. Possibly waiting for it. But JangBi now has 2 shuttles moving in from the south. I'm not quite sure how many Reavers there are inside those. Bisu now hiding in 2 gateways. He has a couple of cannons alongside the moon to defend. They are going to come into the south. Going to try to do a massive amount of damage. We're going to see what they actually manage